Hi there. I felt like sharing with you tonight that this is a time and this is a season to focus on the face of God and to encounter the face of God. And I'm speaking that I'm going to share some scriptures, but out of a dream I had, and it was about a week ago, and it's just been burned in my mind. And in the dream, I was looking at a woman and she was like glaring at me like she hated me, and I knew that, and she was like glaring at me, and she was so tiny. She was like tiny small, and I was looking at her on a screen. And then as I looked at her and I focused on her, she became so big and so terrifying to me. I just closed my eyes and I said, "Jesus, cover me in your white veil." And all of a sudden this white veil comes over me, and this like white bright veil is on me, and I'm still scared. Like, I'm still thinking about the woman. Like, how often do we have a small thing in our lives that we focus on and it becomes so big that it's all consuming? And even when God does something that he answers a prayer, like when Jesus threw the veil on me, he answers a prayer, and there's beauty all around us and we don't see it because we're so focused on the past, and we're so focused on all things that we have made big because we're focusing on those things. So the white veil's on me, and I'm like cringing and dreading opening the veil because I feel like I'm going to see that woman again, and I'm in fear and dread, just like dread. And I go to lift up the veil and I'm like, oh man. And then all of a sudden, Jesus' face is coming in, not the woman's. Jesus' face is coming in, and it's like right in my face. He's joining me under the veil, and his face is so light. It's so lighthearted and happy, and he has this huge smile on his face, and he's so joyful and happy and lighthearted and peaceful. Oh my gosh, the peace and the joy was unlike anything. It was absolutely amazing. And that's the essence of Jesus. And I know that he has an intense side, but he wasn't intense at all in this dream. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I can get intense in intercession and in, praying and in prophesying. I can get like intense and militant, and that's kind of, I don't know, my style. But he was showing me this side of him that I needed to see because I was struggling through some things that night. I feel like this is a season of encounter for you, encountering the face of Jesus Christ. And when you focus on his face, all those other things that seem like big to you are so small in the light of eternity. And he takes over, and his light shines. His light shines in the darkness, and his light is all consuming, and he is all consuming. He is the all consuming fire. 2 Corinthians 4:6 pretty much sums up this dream. For it is a God who commanded light to shine out of darkness, who has shone in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. There's so much in there, but he is coming with his light to dispel darkness, and it's light that dispels darkness. It's not figuring out the darkness and praying the darkness and praying the problems, and I'm preaching to myself here because I need to hear this. It's his light that is dispelling the darkness, and the encounter with his face, that is bringing the glory of God to you. 2 Corinthians 3:18, which is right before it, but we all with unveiled face, beholding as in a mirror the glory of the Lord, are being transformed into the same image from glory to glory, just as by the Spirit of the Lord. And isn't that what it's all about? Being transformed into Christ. After that encounter with but I've never had a dream or a vision like that ever in my life. And it was honestly life transforming. And I want to share that revelation with you, that he is joyful and lighthearted, and his face beams with the brightest light, and he is so proud of you, and he is so delighted in you, and he is so happy and lighthearted. It was like I came into an understanding finally of what that scripture means when he says that he is gentle and humble in heart, and that his yoke is light and easy, because that is what I experienced in that dream. That was it. And that is a revelation that he's pouring out on you today. I pray that you would have an encounter with Jesus Christ. I pray that you would feel his pride over you, like in the good way, and his love, and his shalom peace and his joy, and that you would just encounter him. I pray that those things that seem big in your life, their rightful place as being so small, and that he would just be so much bigger and so much all-consuming. And I just wonder if every one of us would just encounter him and dispel some darkness with the light of his face, with the light of an encounter with Jesus Christ. How much more glory, how much more would we transform, and would we go to the next level, and where these things that seem so big are not big, and we just move forward and we become more like him. That is my prayer, that we become more like him. And it's all through intimacy with him, which we really need to do in this hour. And we need to share it with each other. We need to share it with the world. So hope that blessed you, and have a great night.